Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid are a promise to the American people. We oppose any and all cuts to these programs. Medicare and Medicaid prevent sick people from dying and help keep healthy people from getting sick. Social Security keeps seniors out of poverty. These programs are far more efficient and effective than any private insurance or investment corporation. The polls continue to show that Democrats and Republicans alike are opposed to any cuts in these programs.
That's right.
Most recently, ARP's poll of Iowa Republican caucus goers, polls continue to show that Democrats and Republicans alike are opposed to any cuts in these programs. Most recently, ARP's poll of Iowa Republican caucus goers. We need Medicare for all, and we need to scrap the Social Security wage cap and make people with incomes greater than $106,800 pay their fair share. It is time to put people before profits.
That's right. That's right.
We need good paying jobs, not cuts. We need a federal jobs program that puts people back to work with good paying jobs. Further corporate tax cuts and slashing regulations that protect our lives and environment will not create jobs. Big corporations aren't hiring, even though they're sitting on record capital. We can increase demand and spur economic growth by putting people back to work, fixing our nation's aging bridges and infrastructure.
That's right.
It's time to put people before politics. It's not a spending crisis, it's a revenue crisis. Wall Street and the big banks crashed our economy, did nothing to clean up their mess, and are now back to making record profits, while 99% of Americans struggle to make ends meet. Wall Street and the 1% continue to hoard wealth while doing little to nothing to move the economy forward. Millionaires and billionaires need to pay their fair share. And we need a Wall Street traders and speculation tax to bring in much needed revenue.
Yep.
It's time to make Wall Street pay.
That's right.
We want you to stand on the side of everyday Americans, not big money corporations. It's time to put people first.
That's right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'd like to get back to work.
Yeah, well, we'd like, can you get the campaign headquarters down here?
By listening to us.
Yeah, we listen, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to say something to you guys with your smart smile on your face. Is that Mitt Romney wants to be president. He's got his reasons. He wants to change Social Security and privatize it. He's got his reasons. They're not our reasons. He wants to privatize Social Security because there's $2.5 trillion in the Social Security fund. And he wants Wall Street to get at that money so they can play with it, just like they played with the money that created the current crash. Now here's what happens when people's money is gone. People go into poverty.
Right.
And 50% of this country, hey lady, are you just gazing, or you're here just to, okay, well then look at it.
We can't miss it, we're here.
All right, great. Before Social Security, 50% of the people, of the older people in this country were in poverty. Because you're here with Romney's campaign. That's why. So,
Keep talking, that's all right.
so we want for our age and for our kids' age. This is not a campaign just to help people that are old now to keep Social Security. It's for future generations too. I don't want my kids, when they get old, to be in poverty, or my grandkids. And it's not just my family, it's everybody's family.
That's right. That's right.
And this is a game for Romney, how he can say the right sound bites for certain people. Even though the recent polls show the Republicans themselves want to keep Social Security as it is. But he's got some people there that's really the big cash people, and that's his reason for saying it and probably delivering on it if he'll try to deliver on it. So that's his game. His game is to help himself while 180 to 200 million Americans are damaged.
Let's go talk to
And
this
we've
guy over
had
here.
enough.
That's right, we've had enough.
Yeah. So,
This is the top guy. He's the one that, nobody meets with Romney unless he says so, is what he said.
oh, there, okay, that's good. So you're aware of,
You want to meet with Romney. You want to listen, I'm going to get one.
come on back. You're aware of the Romney supporters, over 3/4 oppose cuts to Social Security. And yet, he's talking about cuts to Social Security, he's also talking about privatizing Medicare.
Why is he going against the
So that's an agenda for the 1%, not the 99%. Wouldn't you agree? Well, it's the truth. That's exactly the truth. And how do you create jobs? Do you create jobs by cutting corporate income taxes? Is that how you do it?
Yeah.
No, you don't. That hasn't happened. That's 1%. That's a 1%. That's a 1% solution.
Jobs have you guys created?
No, that's it. No.
Small business creates.
How many jobs have I created?
Small business creates a lot more jobs. Then why are we giving huge tax breaks?
That's not small business.
No.
Everybody that goes into a store creates a job.
Everybody
that goes
to man that protects corporations.
For a corporate hack.
A corporate hack that gives huge tax breaks to corporate entities, and those corporate entities don't create jobs. They put the money in their back pocket.
They're sitting on record capital right now.
Huge bonuses, huge severance packages.
Can I say,
Larry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
one of the big Republican campaign things is to cut regulatory agencies.
over there.
Cut the regulatory
Okay,
agencies.
keep going. Go.
Okay.
Follow it.
Follow.
That's all. We'll go outside when it's free.
No, we'll do it right here.
Yeah, we'll do it right here.
One of the
Go
big
ahead,
things
Larry.
that Republicans do is say they want to cut regulations. Are you familiar with fast energy? No.
Where are you going, Larry? Larry. Go ahead, keep talking.
Massey Energy was a big company that managed the mines. That's a big mining company.
Go ahead.
They had non-union workers there. For years and years and years, there was safety violations after safety violations after safety violations. Finally, 29 miners got killed. Nothing happened. That man, the CEO of Massey Energy, retired with they let him go with $34 million payback, or a golden parachute.
That ain't right.
Now, do you folks think that CEO should have a tax break?
No, I don't.
No,
I don't
Mitt
think so.
Romney does probably,
Yeah?
Yeah.
doesn't he?
That's terrible. That's sinful.
Right.
Right.
Judy, would you like to sound off a little bit?
I've really had enough of this vast concentration of wealth and political power at the top, while the rest of us are struggling to get by. Household incomes are plummeting, the environment is getting trashed further, we fight endless wars, we always find enough money for the next defense boondoggle, but we can't afford decent public schools for our kids. 45,000 people a year die because they can't afford health care. Over 1 million people a year take bankruptcy because of health care expenses, and on and on. Our country is morally bankrupt.
Right.
That's right.
Good job. Brenda, would you like to add your 2 cents?
Yeah, we want our government back. We want our government to work for us. That's what the government was set up for in the first place, was to help the total population and do what's good for the total population, including business and industry, but also including ordinary folks who just work for a living.
Another thing too, spending power creates jobs. And if the middle class and the poor, if you had a decent paycheck, things would be happening a lot more than they are today. And the idea that only the corporation create jobs is the dumbest thing I ever heard. It's the spending power of workers, family farmers, and small business people. And that's what this is all about. This is what this fight's all about.
That's right.
What's that again, Larry?
I said, this is what this fight's all about. Small businesses,
You're on private
family
property.
farms.
Okay.
Keep talking. You were talking
Farms.
when he left earlier, you were talking about the jobs issue.
Yes.
Go ahead.
He says that the people like me or the poor people don't create jobs. So every time they get a paycheck and they go into a store, they create a job. And that's their purchasing power. And that's what the Republicans apparently are forgetting here. And we need to have good paying jobs, strong regulations to protect workers.
Larry, I
and
can't
everything
hear
else.
you.
You were talking about job creation before. It's not just money that creates jobs. It's definitely not tax breaks. And deregulation ain't gonna do it either.
That's right.
Deregulation creates more problems. It passes off who's gonna pay for pollution to everyday folks, from corporate polluters, from giant hog factories, from giant energy companies, from mining companies. They just want to cut their bottom line all in the name of more profit. We're sick and tired of it. And Mr. Romney better recognize that it's not going to win the election here in Iowa.
Right.
Yeah.
Right there. 3/4 of Romney supporters
I suppose
opposed cuts to Social Security.
That's right.
We didn't make that up. That's a poll. That's an unbiased poll. And yet he's talking about cutting Social Security. He's talking about privatizing Medicare. Shame on Romney. Shame on him. 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 What?
Shame on him.
Hey!
Shame on him.
Yeah!
Shame on him.
Yeah!
Shame on him.
Yeah!
Shame on him.
Joe Rod, what sort of public policies do you think the government should support?
If the Romney people don't know how to defend a position other than just turning their back or not having a real dialogue, and it's not going to work, folks, because you're in this fight just like we are, and you're going to have to understand that you're part of the 99%.
So we should go storm private offices just to make.
You know what, you need to
No,
listen
we'll
to
take
your
care
own
of that, okay?
constituency,
We'll take
because
care of
you're
that
not
for you.
listening.
We've been listening to Romney for months.
If you understand this, you'd be taking a different tack now.
Okay, how about the
This is a
big
key
bankers? How about the
element of
rule
your
of law
problem.
there?
Yeah,
Follow the rule of law.
go talk to the big
And
man.
you're right.
Okay, no,
Ron, go back.
Who else do you want to
we want a
talk
meeting
to?
with Mitt Romney. We want you guys to set it up right now. Make it happen.
Can we get that set up?
Get on your fancy
You're breaking
laptops and your
Can
little
we get that set up?
smartphones and set up the meeting.
You're breaking the law.
What's your point? What's your point?
What's your
What's your
point?
point?
Breaking the law.
Set up the meeting with Romney.
You're breaking the law.
Set up the meeting.
You are breaking the law.
Your candidate. We
I'm not
have
afraid of
a
anything.
voice.
I'm not
Go
afraid
ahead,
of you
Ken.
or
Breaking
you or
the law.
you or
We
you.
Ken, go ahead.
have a voice.
You're breaking the law.
have a voice. We have a voice. We have a voice. We have a voice.
You don't care
About your voice. I care about a lot of other people's voice than
Well,
yours.
you know what?
That's your people. Look at there. There's their voice. That's your people. That's the voice.
I represent the majority.
The
Your own
99%.
Your own candidate does not even represent the people. A recent poll by the AARP says 65% of those polled in Iowa do not want to see a cut in Social Security.
And those are Republican caucus scores.
And you guys are all sitting there and you're doing a wonderful job
yeah,
of
show
trying
them
to
that.
ignore me.
That side.
And you think that if you ignore me, I'll go away and it won't matter anymore because your guy's gonna win. I got news for you, pal. Win or lose, we all lose. In the overall picture of it, if the government of this nation is not returned to the power of the people and is left to the control of the corporations, we are all in a world of hurt.
And there's something else, you guys, I don't think you understand.
Larry, yeah, hold it down so you
And that is that we are
Your
nonpartisan.
faces because you're going down right along with the rest of us.
We are a
I'm sorry.
nonpartisan group of people, and we have protested for the Democrats and Republicans.
We go to Obama
And we'll go
too.
anywhere we have to get justice for the working class people and the 99%.
We
So
want a
we're not
country
picking on
that's
you
fair.
guys, we're just telling you that we're tired of it all.
We want the country
Hello.
to be fair. We don't
Hi.
want
How you doing?
Hi, Nicole.
I did. This is a private business and they're.
You guys are gonna have to go out to the sidewalk, city
Private
sidewalk.
business.
we're here
the
to
guy
leave
who's
our
running
letter.
for president is a private
private
business.
business.
We read
It's
this
a private
letter.
business. They don't want you in the business. They don't want me in the business. I have to leave. I can be advised.
Wait a minute, you're the police.
They make you leave.
Exactly. If they don't want me in this business.
Really?
Yeah, if I come in here
What if they
for any
commit a crime?
reason, pardon?
What if they commit a crime?
Well, then I can be in here.
Oh,
But
okay. I'm glad
if they
you
tell
did
me,
that.
officer, I don't want you in here, you're gonna have to leave. I have to leave.
The policies, though, that he's been promoting is a crime.
criminal.
We're talking about cutting Social
So you
Security,
guys have to do that.
privatizing
You have to
Medicare.
protest that out on the sidewalk, guys.
This is the letter that we want to
Yep.
leave for them. This is a letter from
Can you pass it
Governor
on to
Romney.
Mr. Romney? We'll wait to hear back about a meeting.
That's fine. Thank you, folks. I
So, we
appreciate
heard he's
it.
coming back next, he'll be back in around on the
Oh,
23rd.
you get our message.
On the 23rd?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
We'll see you guys
we're
then.
available that day.
Okay, guys, thanks.
And we know where he's going, so
Thanks.
you should expect.
We'll be back.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll be back. 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 Police need a raise. Police need a raise. Police need a raise.
Police need a raise. Police need a raise. Police need a raise. Police need a raise. Police need a raise.